How you doing?
Good.
Are you guys bored tonight?
No!
Thank you so much for being here. Sorry it took me a little time to get here. All of a sudden, there's a lot more people who are interested in what I have to say. You guys have been with me for so long, and it's thanks to you and so many people like you across the country that I was able to be on this stage here tonight at all. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And you are here because you have recognized the power of the kind of leadership and change that I will bring about if I have the privilege of being your president and commander-in-chief. And tonight, I hope that more people across this country recognize that same thing. There are such incredibly important issues that we're dealing with. We got to talk about some of them tonight. It's never quite enough time, but I'm grateful to have had this opportunity to do so, to draw that contrast, to be able to share a little bit about my experience, my background, why I'm ready to serve as Commander-in-Chief on day one, and why that matters. Why that matters to all of us, not just to our service members, our veterans and their families, but to every single American, because we all pay the price for war. So this is a great night because we all have the opportunity to continue to add fuel to our people-powered campaign, to be able to speak truth to power, and to make sure that as the pundits, as you saw on TV, they keep asking questions about what was your tactical strategy coming into this film? Did you come in planning to take down this person and that person? I'm like, no.
Is Assad your best friend?
This is about real people, real people's lives, who've been suffering and who are struggling under the status quo of self-serving politicians who put their own selfish political interests ahead of the interests of the people. That's what this is about.
Right.
So when we talk about bringing the values of service above self to the White House and a government that is truly of, by, and for the people, I'm not just throwing out catchy phrases. This is real. This is real to every single one of us in our lives. This is real to every single person in this country. Sick people who can't get the care they need. Why? Because self-serving politicians and greedy corporations are more interested in their own profits and interests than in actually delivering quality care to the people who need it. Whether it's healthcare, criminal justice reform, immigration reform, climate change, clean water, clean air, go down the list of these issues. And we see two things at the heart of why after election after election after election, we as voters hear the same old thing. Why are we having the same conversation over and over again? For two reasons. We have a government not of, by, and for the people, but a government of, by, and for the rich and powerful.
Yes!
That has to change. The second thing, and you know where I'm going with this, our foreign policy is central to every single challenge and domestic issue that we face.
Yes!
So you hear a lot of people making promises about all the things that they will do for the American people, but unless they address this cost of war, it's all empty promises. This is why I bring this up everywhere I go, in every town, community, living room, kitchen, bar, grill, pub, town hall, park, beach, whatever, wherever. This cost of war is impacting every single one of us because of the trillions of dollars that we spent since 9/11 alone. Trillions of dollars taken out of our pockets, out of our schools, out of our communities, taken away from communities like Flint where people are still being poisoned by the water coming out of their faucet.
Yes! Yeah.
It is unacceptable. So we are up against tough challenges. The obstacles are great. And as we continue to grow, they'll throw more stuff out there. But that there is nothing more powerful than when we, the people, rise up united by our love for this country and our love for each other to bring about the kind of change in leadership that we need to bring. This is what I'm counting on every one of you to do. Because this is not about me. It's not about any one of us individually. It's about the power that we have when we raise our voices together. Woo! Together. Not for ourselves, but for each other, for our planet, for our country, and for our future. Because it is our future that's at stake. We've identified the problems. We are the solution. To make sure that our government is of, by, and for the people. To make sure that, yes, as president, you know for sure I will end these wasteful regime change wars. I'll use diplomacy to de-escalate tensions, work to end this new Cold War and arms race, and focus our limited resources on serving you, on serving the needs of the people in this country. We have been waiting far too long, and too many people have been left behind. We cannot afford to wait another 4 years. This is bigger. Yes, we need to defeat Donald Trump, but this is bigger than that. This is bringing about the kind of leadership we need to see in our country that gets to the systemic problems that have caused us to deal with these problems generation after generation after generation. Enough is enough. Our time is now. Our time is now. So no matter what critics may say or opponents may throw or smear tactics they use, or I heard Twitter is not showing that we are actually trending tonight. Whatever those obstacles are, we stand strong, we stand united, sharing the aloha, the love that's in each of our hearts, and we forge ahead. Because this is who we are. This is who we are as a country. We bring us back to these founding ideals that create the potential and the opportunity in this country to strive towards that more perfect union. That only happens when we make it so. No one else is going to fight these battles for us. We must continue to stand shoulder to shoulder as warriors for the people, as warriors for our planet, as those who are taking our future into our own hands, and saying to those greedy corporations and self-serving politicians, you've had your time, and you have failed the people of this country. Now it is our time to rise up and ensure that our government is for the people. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you.